Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and today for your viewing pleasure I have mini portable battery chargers. Now let me be completely honest here and tell you that making videos about battery chargers is very boring for me and probably very boring for you to watch. So, we're going to work on this together and get through this video. I'm going to try to keep it exciting. So these two battery chargers are pretty much state of the art in the year 2024. Now I do have a lot of viewers watching this video right now who fly DJI camera drones. And if you fly a DJI camera drone or an Autel or a FIMI or a Hubsan or an Exo drone, anything along the lines of a DJI camera drone, well then you don't need an RC Hobby battery charger. So you can watch this video just for the enjoyment. And the reason you don't need an RC Hobby battery charger is because this is the only part of the RC Hobby, the drones that are camera GPS drones, that always comes in a kit. When you buy it, you get the drone, you get the transmitter, you get the battery and the battery charger. Nothing else in the hobby ever comes like that unless you buy a ready-to-fly kit. So with a drone like that, DJI includes a very simple USB battery charger and a battery. The only problem is you have to buy the batteries from DJI and the charger. Everything has to come from the company. It applies to all the companies in the GPS camera drone market. However, when you drive RC cars, RC boats, or fly FPV drones, RC helicopters, or RC planes, you get to then choose any battery from any manufacturer, even any chemistry of the battery, to use with your products. It's like very inexpensive. And for that reason, you have to know how batteries work and you have to know how to charge them. I have a really cool video up here that is super simple to watch. It explains exactly how batteries work in the RC hobby and how to charge them. So if you're curious, go check it out and I will put links to it below this video. Now, I hope I haven't put everybody to sleep already. Let's get into the video about these two chargers. So let me start with the smallest one first. This one is called the ISDT 608PD, and it's pretty basic, but it does an awful lot for being pretty basic. For instance, it can run off DC power, so you can power it with a battery, plug in a battery in the top, or you can run it off USB power, plug in a USB cable in the top. Surprisingly, for its size, it does have a 10 amp output, and also for its size, you can use it with your cell phone, so you can have a battery charging or control the battery charging on your cell phone, or walk away as long as you're within Bluetooth range and see everything on your cell phone. I was surprised to learn there is a fan in here because it's so quiet I never hear it. It supports pretty much all the popular different types of batteries on the market today, which is pretty decent, but I'm only going to use it with LiPo batteries or lithium-ion batteries. Of course, it's going to balance charge your batteries, and the cool thing on it is it has bidirectional charging. You don't see that on too many chargers, so basically if you plug something in the top, it says I'm taking power, it's turning on. I'm taking power from the top and shooting out the bottom. If you plug something in the bottom, it turns on again, but it's going to take the power from the bottom and shoot it out the top. So you're saying, why is that cool? Well, that's because on the top of the unit you have a USB-C connection, so you can take power out of the bottom from DC and charge up something USB. And it does have a balance port up front, so you can use 1S batteries all the way up to 6S batteries. And if you want to know the price on this unit, I will tell you what the price is today, but first you have to watch my detailed overview of how everything works. So check this out first, come back to me and I'll tell you the price, and then we'll get into the next charger. This is the box the 608PD comes in. Inside the box you'll find the charger and a set of instructions. For this quick demo, I'm going to power the charger using a 3000 milliamp hour 4S LiPo battery. I simply plug the battery into the top of the charger and the charger powers on. Now, since this battery is going to charge other batteries, I have to select on the screen what is the lowest voltage I will allow that battery to go to until the charger shuts off. The default is 14.5, but you can increase it or decrease it. For this demo, I'm going to take the power from the first battery and charge up this 4S battery, which is at 1300 milliamp hours. So I plug the voltage cable and the balance cable into the front of the charger. The charger now displays the voltage of each of the 4 cells. It also displays the snooze icon because it's really not doing anything at the moment. By pressing the center button, you activate the charger to perform a task. You can see the charger thinks the battery chemistry is a LiPo battery, which is correct, but you can change it to any other type of battery you may wish to use. The charger also knows the battery has 4 cells. However, if you want, you can change that all the way up to 6 cells or all the way down to 1 cell. You can also change the amount of amps you want the charger to push into the battery. So since we're using a 1300 milliamp hour LiPo battery, we have to change it to 1.3 amps. I'm satisfied with the settings, so I'm going to press the center button and charging commences. At the top of the screen you can see how many amps we're pushing into the battery as well as the progress bar. If I press the right arrow, I can then look at the 4 cells and see how they're increasing in voltage all the way up until 4.2 volts each. If I press it again, I'll then look at the resistance of each cell. Now, if the voltage of the battery I'm pulling power from becomes lower than the minimum value I set at the start, well then an alarm will go off. I'll demonstrate it here. Charging will then cease so as to save your battery. Now the great thing about this charger is you can charge up your batteries at home using a USB-C cable. So in this example, my USB-C cable is drawing power from a cell phone charger. Again, I'm going to plug in my 4S battery because that's what I want to charge up. All my settings are correct, so I'm going to press the center button, the charging starts, and this is basically using USB power to charge up a LiPo battery. Now this unit has bi-directional charging, which means I can send power in the opposite direction. In this demo, I'm going to charge up my Ace Pro camera using a LiPo battery. So I plug the battery into the bottom of the charger, then I plug the USB-C cable from the camera into the top of the charger, then I press the center button and charging commences. Have a look at the camera, you'll see the red light come on. So essentially you can charge any USB device using the batteries you would normally use in the RC hobby. Alright, so you're back to me. Now this unit I have been using at the field for the past week and it fits in my little battery bag like that. And the cool thing is, I'll tell you, this is where it comes in bonus. Say I'm flying drones. So here's a little battery for a drone. There's another battery for a drone. Here's a battery for a plane. So I'm flying drones and planes. After I use all those batteries, say I have 6 or 7 batteries at the field, they're not dead. I've used maybe 60 to 70% of the battery flying a drone, flying a plane, doing helicopter, or whatever. So that means each battery still has some charge left. So what I do at the field, this is what I do, you don't have to do it, is I take those batteries, I plug it into that unit in the top, and then I send out what little voltage is remaining to another battery to charge it up so I can get one more flight. For all of you watching and saying, that's crazy, you're going to suck your batteries dry and kill them. Well, no, you don't, because as you saw in that video, when you plug the battery in the top, it says, what's the lowest you want to allow the voltage to go? So I set it at the minimum that I want it to go, and that's what it does. And it's really good. And the price on this unit, as of today, using my discount code below, when I checked just before this video, it was $26 US. So if you're interested in this unit, the link is below this video. Go check it out. Use the discount code at checkout and you'll get it for 26 bucks US. The next charger I want to show you is the SKYRC B6AC Neo. See this charger? Look at the size of it right here in my hand. This charger replaces this charger. They do exactly the same thing. I think this one does a bit more than this one, which is amazing. So this charger has been reduced to this size, and the price for this charger has been reduced to this size. So as you can imagine, the B6AC Neo is pretty much a full-featured charger, and by that I mean you can power it, run it off a battery, just like I did with the previous one, plug a battery in and run it off a DC power. Or you can run, where's the cable? You can run it off AC power, and it comes with the AC power cord. So you're looking at it going, look at the size of the AC power cord to this thing. How are they putting the brick in here to transform 120 volts or wherever you live, 220, into this tiny little input? Inside, there's a tiny little chip that does it, which is amazing. So since it's full featured, it can charge all the popular batteries on the planet, as well as it can store all the batteries and it can discharge all the batteries. It has a fan built in. It's a very silent fan. You can just barely hear it, but there's a little fan in it. This one here, there's no internal settings that you can config, but it does run on an app, which is pretty cool. And this one here, as far as I can tell, it doesn't run on an app. At least I didn't find one for it. However, there's a ton of settings inside that you can configure. And I guess the other cool thing about this that a lot of people are going to love, it's 200 watts. If you run it off of DC, you get 200 watts. And that's pretty much with any big charger you buy nowadays. That's going to cost you around 100 bucks US. It's going to be 200 watts. So you're getting the same thing with this little guy in a small package. And since it's so small, put it in your battery case and take it to the field. It will charge up your batteries at the field. Can it do that same thing where I was talking about batteries, taking the reserve amount of power in the batteries and charging up another battery? Yes, it can do the same as this. However, this does it automatically. As soon as you plug the battery in, it asks asks you what you want the lowest voltage to be. Whereas this one, you have to go into the settings and you have to say that DC power coming in, don't let it go below this. And it also has USB outputs, so you can charge up USB devices at 65 watts. And finally, since it has the balance port and the XT60 connector, it will work with 1S to 6S batteries. So if you want to know the price of this little baby, well, you'll have to wait until after you see how it works. So watch this video and then come back to me. This is the box your B6AC Neo comes in, and on the box you'll find the features of the charger. Inside the box you'll find a user guide, the B6AC Neo, as well as a power cable for your country. For this demo I'm going to power the charger using my 4S 3000 mAh LiPo battery. So I plug my battery into the top of the charger and the charger comes to life. The battery I'm going to charge up is this 4S 1300 mAh LiPo battery. I simply plug in the voltage and balance cable. I then press the center button to select what I want to do. The charger detected it was a LiPo battery, but I can change that to any other type of battery. In addition, the charger detected that it was a 4S battery I plugged in. However, if I want to change it, I can change it here. Now the charger can perform 3 functions to the battery. You can either store it, discharge it, or charge it. You can also select the end voltage of the cells. 90% of batteries are 4.2 volts, so leave it at 4.2. Now, since our battery is a 1300 mAh LiPo battery, we should change the current output to 1.3 amps. There we go, we're ready to charge. All we have to do is select start. Just like the previous charger, all the key information is shown on the main screen as the device is charging your battery, including cell voltage and resistance. Now if I hold down the center button for several seconds, I will go into the settings menu and there are plenty of settings to configure for this charger. So for that entire demo, I powered the charger using DC power. Now I'm going to use AC power straight out of the wall of my house. Again, I plug in the battery I want to charge and I can configure the settings any way I wish, and when I'm all happy I just press start and start charging the battery. The charger has a USB out port, so you can plug in any USB cable and charge pretty much any USB device. So in this example, I'm charging my Ace Pro camera. The red light is on. One thing I did notice though, you can't charge a LiPo battery and a USB device at the same time. You have to unplug one of them to access the other. So watch this, I unplug the USB and I'll go back to my LiPo battery and I can continue charging that if I desire. So there we go, USB-C unplugged, and it goes back to the LiPo battery, and now I can just press the start button and charge up the LiPo battery. So you're back to me, you want to know the price. So as of today, I just checked it, it's $46 US. Will it be $46 forever? I have no idea. Anyways, as of today, when you're watching this video, hopefully it's still $46 US. Check out the links below. And use the discount code I placed below, that will bring the price down, as long as it's not on sale. So in summary, I have the ISDT here, and I have the SKYRC here. For me, the biggest difference between the two is this can be powered by DC and USB-C. This can be powered by DC and AC power. I think if you're going to charge a lot of batteries at home, this is probably the better one because you can also discharge and store. You can't do storage on this one. And if you try to do discharge on this, it's a little bit more complicated because what you're doing is taking the power from one battery, discharging the battery, and putting in another one. And for all types of batteries, the inputs on these are XT60. I always have a lot of people that get confused. They go, oh, I don't have batteries with XT60 connectors. I have XT30 or I have a Dean's connector or something else. I'm like, geez, people, go on Amazon. You buy the little cable that goes XT60 to Dean's or XT60 to XT30, male to female. That's what Amazon's for. Go check it out. So with all that said, hopefully you're not asleep. If you want to check out any of these products, the links are below. Go check it out. And hopefully I didn't make this video too boring. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more cool videos in future, probably less boring than this one, then click on that subscribe button wherever it is, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, I say bye!